Well, hello! Thank you so much for joining me today. Kendall Hailstone here. Today's video is about sharing my big vision, my grand vision, sharing my big dreams in 2021. And I'm doing this because it is scary to share your dreams. For me anyways, it's scary sharing your dreams, your big dreams especially. I mean, to me, it's an act of vulnerability when you are, you're getting out of your own comfort zone by thinking big and then you share that with somebody. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of uncomfortable for me just even thinking about it, then sharing that with somebody. I don't know. I'm not exactly quite sure what it is. I think it's a fear of rejection probably still. But hey, that's why I'm making this video today. Getting out of my comfort zone, sharing this with you. Sharing, facing that fear of rejection and saying, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. So here we go. So the last video I made was about this, about thinking big essentially. And I mentioned having a 1,000 acre property, 1,000 acre property. And how I kind of made this transition from 10 acres and then thinking a little bit bigger to 100 acres and then more recently thinking bigger to 1,000 acres. And that is, I'm pretty uncomfortable with that, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit with that for a minute. And it's just been on my heart and my mind lately, and I've been coming up with this, cultivating this vision around this 1,000 acres of what would I do with this 1,000 acre property. And ultimately there's so many different things that I want to do with it, and I just want to share some of those with you. And so first of all, I'm really passionate about community. I think that having a community involved in the happenings of this property would be crucial. I don't feel like I necessarily want or have the desire to be like the dictator of this land, have necessarily like ownership, so to speak. I believe this land is our land. This land is made for you and me, right? Wow, that sounds so corny, but anyways, I do believe that, that especially with that big of an expansive land, which seems like a really big, span of forest of land or whatever, not necessarily forest, but it sounds like a very vast amount of land to me. So it just seems more appropriate to have a community involved. And kind of way back when I was just getting into the sustainability realm, I guess, into this arena, I had this concept of a self-sustainable community, and just like so many other people do. But I had a name for it. I actually was in a business school at the time, and I was able to create a business plan around the self-sustainable community and have like a group doing, creating this business plan, with me, for me. It was really cool actually. And I was actually able to present the idea at a kind of like a business expo kind of thing for like a competition, and didn't end up winning, but it was still like really great experience. But anyways, the name of this business, so to speak, of this community was the Gentle Earth Community Farm. And I'm not like attached to that name necessarily. I don't necessarily feel like that's what I'm going to be calling this community or this establishment or this organization or whatever you want to call it, that is going to be participating in the going-ons of this 1,000 acre property that is being manifested right now. But one of the key factors that has always been of the utmost importance to me is that this community is primarily focused on growth, transformation, and that just being one of its primary, foundational principles is that, to be really honed in on growth of your mind, your body, your spirit, and helping not only all people grow, but also helping all life grow. And that's something that I've kind of come into more so lately, into this concept of not just growing myself personally and then having each individual be committed to personal growth and transformation as well, but also us coming together to aid in the growth of all life, all the plants, the animals, just all the life that is around us, that we are in connection to, that we live symbiotically with, and just focusing on the big picture. And so that's something that I've become more passionate about more lately. And so that's something that I feel like I really want to bring into this 1,000-acre property, is just this really key focus on the growth of all life. Now, I believe that there could be other, obviously principles and guiding values that can help drive our purpose and our decision making. But to me, that's just that's super important. And so, but anyways, on this 1,000-acre property, I just have had multiple ideas. Some of that have been inspired by other people. So this isn't all just coming from me, but these are all things that resonate with me, and all these things I'm really excited about. So first of all, I feel like it'd be a really great space for hosting festivals, really conscious, loving-based festivals. I believe it'd be a really great spot for, a bed and breakfast, cabins and houses to rent out, restaurants, mushroom growing opportunities to be growing and selling gourmet and medicinal mushrooms. Not only would we have access to the wild mycorrhizal and saprophytic mushrooms just in the forest, but we'd obviously be able to grow indoor mushrooms, year round. And I think that obviously some type of food-based business would be ideal. I obviously just mentioned mushrooms, but also just garden crops, vegetables, fruits, and things of that sort. Not only selling it in a farmer's market type of scenario, but also using those to supply the restaurants. And so having even multiple restaurants, having multiple farmers markets. I'm trying to think bigger, and so instead of just having one restaurant, why not having multiple? It's a 1,000-acre property. I'd imagine we could have multiple restaurants in different areas, maybe with a different niche, for each restaurant, just a different theme or whatever. I don't know, sky's the limit, You're only limited by your imagination. And so, it's restaurants, farmers markets, bed and breakfasts, cabins and houses for people to, possibly rent, Airbnb type of style, for people just to come and stay on the property just to experience the beauty and harmony and tranquility of the property. I believe permaculture is going to play such an incredibly important role in us as a human species living sustainably, just moving forward long term. So I definitely want to bring that into the 1,000-acre property as well. So yes, I mentioned growing food, growing mushrooms. I imagine there'd be raising animals involved, there'd be hunting and potentially trapping, obviously there'd be an abundance of wildlife, so like I said, hunting and trapping and that type of natural resource as well. But then maybe alongside that also, raising livestock, but having a key focus on growing the full potential of the animals, and not just growing them for our needs, but then adding to them as well, adding to the animals, like I said, helping them reach their full potential too. And that, creating a relationship so it's mutually beneficial, and obviously we can have animals for a multitude of utilities. So, not only for meat, but, for milk and possibly leather and wool, or, I'm sure there's a plethora of other potential utilities as well. And anyway, so I just want there to be a really big emphasis on the impact that we are having on the earth and the choices that we're making and the repercussions of them, and just being mindful and intentional and conscious and purposeful with our decisions. And I feel like with that, it'll just be transformational. Especially when we are looking inward first and looking to, address the inner to reflect the outer world that we wish to see, but then also, just being more intentional about the generational impact of our decisions. Our children and their children's children is going to be around to enjoy this 1,000-acre property, that we are stewards of, that we are active participants of, in this ecology, in this habitat, where we are adding to the soil, where we are adding to the animals and to the plants, and adding to all other life forms, including other people too. Being kind and compassionate, having courage, and willing to speak up and be our true selves and be authentic and genuine. And anyway, so these are all just fairly broad ideas right now, but these are just some of the things I wanted to share with you that I was just feeling really uncomfortable about sharing, because these are some of my deepest desires, and I don't really share them with a whole lot of people just because I guess of my fear of rejection. I don't necessarily try to hide them, but I'm not super open about talking about these things with people. And so this is the start of me just being more open and forthright with people about what my deepest desires and dreams are, because I feel like when we're able to communicate what we want, we're able to connect with people on deeper levels, and we're able to find those people who resonate with us on these same things, and that ultimately working together, we're stronger together. We are stronger united. And once I guess especially, and hopefully I'm encouraging and inspiring you to do the same, to be communicating with people what your deepest desires are. Think big, get out of your comfort zone and think bigger than you've ever have dared to dream before, and then sharing those desires with somebody. And then I really believe that these things are possible, for myself, for you, whatever you want for your life too. I believe that they are possible, and all you need to do is believe that they are possible too, and then it'll happen for you. Obviously in conjunction with taking massive action, and being true to your authentic self. But in any case, I think that is a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today, allowing me to be vulnerable on this incredible medium of this video, media here. So I appreciate you. I appreciate YouTube. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time. But don't forget, get out of that comfort zone of yours. Face your fears. Think big. Just stretch yourself. Believe in yourself. And anything is possible. So farewell. Hope you have a wonderful day. Rest of your night. Whatever, however much time is left in your day. And I'll see you next time. May peace be with you. Bye.